What happens when a towering Hall of Fame legend meets a modern defensive giant and absolutely trashes him? Yeah, we're talking about the latest blast from none other than Shaquille O'Neal, Big Diesel himself, who didn't just throw shade at Rudy Gobert. He launched an entire eclipse. Today, we're breaking down why Shaq went off, what it means for Gobert's legacy, and whether the French big man really has a shot at the Hall of Fame. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe if you love NBA drama as much as we do, and drop a comment below. Should Rudy Gobert be in the Hall of Fame? Let's get into it. If you followed the NBA for even 5 minutes, you know Shaquille O'Neal doesn't hold back. From Dwight Howard to JaVale McGee, Shaq's got a list of big men he feels never measured up to his own legendary dominance. But this time, he set his sights on Minnesota Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert, and the result was pure, unfiltered Shaq. On a recent episode of The Big Podcast with Shaq, the Hall of Famer dropped a profanity-laced rant that had NBA Twitter buzzing. And it wasn't just casual criticism. It was scorched earth, Hall of Fame level shade. Shaq basically said if Gobert ever gets into Springfield, Shaq himself should be kicked out. I hate Rudy Gobert, Shaq declared. That expletive making $250 million and don't deserve it, dog. Expletive. That. As the president of the Big Man Alliance, you making big money? Play like a big man. Throw some bows. Knock some people out. Don't be letting little white dudes from Denver dunk on you and talk shit to you. Then you gotta grab them by the neck at the last second. Come on, bro. That's it. And the finishing touch? Shaq promised if Gobert makes it to the Hall, he'd wear a dress to the ceremony, referencing that iconic Charles Barkley photo from back in the day. Then he doubled down. If you get in, take me out. Now, it's easy to laugh this off as classic Shaq trolling, but there's something deeper here. Shaq grew up in an era where the center position ruled the NBA. Hakeem, David Robinson, Patrick Ewing, and of course, himself. It was an era defined by power, post moves, and punishing defense. And most importantly, by winning championships. Gobert, meanwhile, represents a new generation of big men. A defensive force? Absolutely. But an offensive juggernaut? Not so much. Last season with Minnesota, Gobert averaged just 12 points and around 11 rebounds, numbers we haven't seen from him since his early years in Utah. And for the first time in a long time, he slipped from all-defensive first team to the second team. For Shaq, that's a problem, especially when Gobert's contract makes him one of the highest-paid centers ever. And let's not forget, Gobert still hasn't reached an NBA Finals, let alone lifted the Larry O'Brien Trophy. But here's where it gets interesting. Rudy Gobert isn't just another guy. 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, tied for the most in NBA history. Former blocks champion. League rebounding leader. Multiple All-NBA selections. On paper, that's a Hall of Fame resume, at least by defensive standards. And the Basketball Hall of Fame isn't the NBA Hall of Fame. It honors global impact too. Gobert helped transform France into an international contender and raise the profile of defense-first big men in a league that loves shooters. Plus, last October, Gobert signed a new 3-year, $110 million extension to stay in Minnesota through 2028. Like it or not, teams still see his value. But Shaq's beef isn't new. It's part of a pattern. Remember Dwight Howard? Even though Dwight dominated for years, led his team to the finals, and later won a title with the Lakers, Shaq never let him off the hook. Why? Because in Shaq's eyes, Dwight never matched his offensive skill set or mean streak. Same goes for JaVale McGee, who had a solid NBA career and multiple rings, yet still felt the wrath of Shaqton. A fool. To Shaq, it isn't just about stats. It's about mentality, aggression, dominance, and most of all, winning when it counts. So the real question isn't whether Gobert is one of the best defenders ever. He is. The question is, does defense alone get you in the Hall? And should it? The Hall of Fame has honored specialists before. Think Dennis Rodman, elite defender and rebounder, not a scorer. Ben Wallace, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, just like Gobert. But here's the difference. Wallace anchored a Pistons team that won an NBA title. Rodman, 5-time NBA champion. Gobert, he's still searching for that signature postseason run. At the end of the day, it might not matter what Shaq thinks. The Hall of Fame voters will decide. But Shaq's rant shines a light on a bigger debate. Should pure defense get you a spot among the game's legends? Or does winning still matter most? We want to hear from you. Should Rudy Gobert make the Hall of Fame? Or should Shaq get his wish and keep the big man club exclusive? Drop your take in the comments. Hit that like button if you love NBA debates. And don't forget to subscribe for more raw, unfiltered hoops talk. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video.